here. I'm glad that I'm here, that we're all here together. Do you ever feel like that you're being stalked? Somebody is following you? Hmm. We're living in very spooky times, aren't we? There's lots going on in the world that we see out there. Sometimes can be very confusing, and I think that we don't know how to read the signs very well. But I want to tell you what I think is happening, what's really going on, not the stuff people talk about out there, not the stuff they're talking about the media. It's not the political system. It's not the IRS. It's not the government. It's not them or they that's hurting us. But there's something that's stalking us. Do you know what it is? As you walk down the street, have you ever felt like that somebody's following or something is following you? Well, there is. There's something that's following all of us. Carl Jung called it the shadow. The shadow. Did you know you had a shadow side or a shadow bag that you carry all of your suppressed memories and feelings that have been stuffed into this Santa Claus-like bag? One day, I had somebody come to me and they said, James, I've been having this recurring nightmare for the last 3 nights. And I always wake up in a cold sweat and I just feel terrible and I don't know what's going on. Can you help me? So I asked him to tell me the dream. And he said what was going on is that each night as he would go to sleep, he'd be walking down the street in his dream, and then he would feel that someone was chasing him, so he'd start running, and he'd turn around, and there was this hooded figure, dark hooded figure that was chasing him. And so I asked him to sit with me and revisualize the dream that he was having so that this would give him power over it and give him entrance into the understanding of the dream. And so I said, envision yourself in the dream and you're running down the street and this hooded figure is after you, stalking you. And I want you to stop. And he said, no, I can't. And I said, well, take a deep breath and just stop. And so finally he did. I said, now turn around. He said, I don't really want to. I said, you need to turn around. He turned around. I said, now pull back the hood and see who this is. And I had no idea what he was going to say, what he was going to see. I didn't totally understand what was happening in his dream. Just wanted to help him get to the root of it. So he turns around and he reaches and he pulls back the cloak. He pulls back the hood. Do you know what he sees? He sees himself. It's him. He's chasing himself. He was being stalked by his own shadow. So your shadow is your friend. Because all the shadow wants to do is get your attention so that you will pay attention to your dark side. There was a great quote by an anonymous person who said, that the only safe and sure way to destroy your enemy is to make friends with them. Powerful. I live by this. The only safe and sure way to destroy your enemies is to make friends with them. You need to make friends with your shadow. Make friends with your darkness. Make friends with those things that you're embarrassed about, that you're ashamed of, that you're holding in yourself and you're not willing to even think about it or to entertain it because you want to keep it away from you. But you're not keeping it away from you. You're actually suppressing it into your body. You're suppressing it into this bag, this shadow bag. And if we're not careful, it can manifest itself in our bodies as sickness and illness and disease. And at the very least, it can manifest as stress and energy drain. One day, I was with a friend who was looking at a house, and she had invited some of her friends over to take a look, and I had done real estate in the past, and she wanted to get my opinion about this house and what I thought about it. And so I was there with her, and this other friend that she had invited came in, and he kind of claimed to be like a ghostbuster kind of person. Okay, it's his thing. So he walks in, he says, "Ooh, I feel a spooky presence in this place." And I remember turning to him, and I couldn't help myself. I said, "Listen," I said, "we didn't feel the spooky presence until you walked in." You see, the shadow is a container of your pain. It's a container of your wounds, your guilt, your shame, and your fear. It's held together with fear. And all the shadow wants you to do, the reason the shadow's after you, it's stalking you, and the reason you feel overwhelmed in your life many times is because the shadow says, "Listen, I want you to stop. I want you to pay attention to this pain because it's only going to get worse. It's only going to continue to build." And you know what I've discovered? That the more I understand about it, the more I uncover and discover about the hidden things in me, the subconscious and the dark parts of me, the more manageable it becomes. See, ignoring your dark side only gives it more power. Because the truth of it is, there's a scripture in the Bible that says that the treasures of wisdom and knowledge are hidden in the darkest of places. Wow. See, you have a reservoir of unlimited energy inside of you. You say, "No, I don't, James." Yes, you do. And it could be, if it's not a physiological thing or a structural thing, that it could be an emotional thing. It could be something where your shadow, there's so much that you've suppressed that after a while, it just needs to be released because you're being drained. I remember one time I had a flat tire. Or I didn't have a flat tire, I had a slow leak in my tire. And I was busy, and the car tire would constantly lose air. And so once a week I'd go fill it up, I'd pump it back up. And then finally it got worse, where twice a week I was having to pump it up. And 3 times. And finally I realized I was spending all this time trying to pump up the tire when I just needed to deal with the leakage. So I went down to the garage and they put a patch on it, and voila, it was fixed. That's the way it is with the shadow. We may be leaking energy, and we constantly have to pump ourselves up. We're constantly having to get a fix to make ourselves feel better. And people use all kinds of things. They use drugs and alcohol. They use TV or pornography or all kinds of things in order to pump themselves up. But the truth of it is, there's a leak there. There's an energy leak, and it's causing you to feel exhausted. And so, what do we do about this? You might be saying, okay, James, I see your point. I understand. We have this shadow. It's a collective shadow and it's an individual shadow. And the collective is what we're seeing out here. And it's doing a lot of damage because it's trying to get our attention. That's all it is. So if you really want to heal your shadow, you've got to get real. You've got to be authentic. And you may need someone that you can sit down and talk to and just share with, maybe a therapist or a really good friend. Or maybe talk to yourself. Will you listen? So, let's take a breath together. And so today, our prayer is that I may open my heart and my mind and make peace with those dark parts of myself, those hidden areas of my life. I open now to receive wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I want to understand. I want my life to be more manageable, to be more peaceful. And so I give thanks now that Spirit will reveal to me what I need to do, what would be best for me in my life at this time, how I can heal, and how I can release all of these pent-up, suppressed feelings, healing the shame, healing the areas of my life that need to be healed, where the wound is. May the light of God fill me now. May the light of God surround me. May the love of God enfold me. May the power of God protect me. And the presence of God watch over me. For I know that wherever I am, God is. And all is well. All right. If you prayed that prayer with me, just expect good things to begin to happen and for you to know exactly what you need to do in your life to find the healing for your shadow. Because we've all got one. We do. Speaking of the shadow side, you don't want to miss this coming service, 10:30 on Sunday, our celebration. We're going to be doing some great music, some fun music, interesting music, some parody music, but it'll be good, and there's a lesson in it all. Because one thing I've discovered is that church doesn't have to be miserable. It can be fun. Healing can be fun. Recovery can be fun if we let it be. I know it's tough. I know it's hard, but it can be fun as well. It can be a joy. Because when you start reclaiming your joy, things get better. So you don't want to miss being with us this Sunday at 10:30. We're also going to be drawing for the basket, the huge basket. Um, and that will be this Sunday. And we'll be drawing it during the service. And it'll be exciting to see who wins. Now, maybe you've got some tickets and you're saying, well, I want to be the one to win. Yeah, I hope that you do too. I want you to win. But here's the thing. Only one person is going to win. So what we have to do as a community, we say, okay, whoever wins, we celebrate with them. And we are happy for them. For when you're happy for the prosperity and blessings of others, that opens the door for more prosperity and blessings for you. And that's the truth. It really is. Then this Friday night is our bonfire. And we're going to have some hot dogs and marshmallows. And so we invite you to come, be with us 6:30 down by the lake at the picnic shelter. And if you want to bring chocolate and graham crackers, you can have a s'mores. We'll have hot dogs and buns and mustard and ketchup and relish and all that good stuff. And if you want to bring a side, we really appreciate it. Whatever you want to bring, I'm sure will be appreciated by all the folks that will be there. We'll just sit around the campfire and tell stories and make new friends and just have a good time. So come on out and be a part of our Unity community. If you want to make a donation, you can go to our website, unitychurchofgreenville.org, and you can make a donation there. We really appreciate it. If these messages are helping you in your life, uplifting to you, giving you wisdom and knowledge, then please, help us out, and that's greatly appreciated. If you have a prayer request, let us know. You can also find out about all of our events and what Unity is and who we are and why we're here. You can listen to past messages, and through our live stream, and it's just a wonderful website. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you think about this message today. Was it helpful? Maybe comment below in YouTube or Facebook and say, hey, I listened to this and I got something. I appreciate it. And that encourages me to continue to share with you. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Don't let things get too spooky. All right? There's healing for all of us. We'll see you soon.